Hey everyone, this is Ryan B with Practical Forex Trading. This is your weekly analysis for the Dow Jones Industrial Average, otherwise known as the U.S. Dow30. Everyone calls it the DJIA. Okay, anyways, it's June 7th, 2020, 11:29 a.m. We're looking at a daily candlestick chart for the Dow, and my sentiment is bullish. Things are going up. I'm very happy to see that our V shape, if you will, as many like to call it, is almost complete. Now, we haven't reached the previous high, but now we're kind of getting in the clear because we did eclipse this 26,500 mark. If we kind of like go back and zoom out a little bit, we can see that point has been resistance for quite a long time, right? All the way back to 2018, we saw that mark being resistance, served as the ceiling several times, price moved above it, came back below it, and now we've pushed back above. So even if we were to come back down a little bit this week, as long as we stay floating on top of this zone, if you will, this support and resistance zone I've marked out in purple, we're looking good for bulls. Pretty impressive comeback. Let's go ahead and look at the 4-hour and look at the Fibonacci. So here we can see our drop all the way back. And then this has been the climb ever back since then, since late March. So if we apply our Fibonacci retracement tool, we click on a recent high, drag down to a recent low, and actually I'm going to go ahead and drag this all the way to cover price action. We can see where price has came back, it moved, hit the 23, came back, sat on top, came back, sat on top of the 38, 50, hit the golden ratio at 61.8, sat on top, now came back and has touched the 78.786 retracement line almost perfectly as of Friday. So now one thing that could happen is, this could come back down, but unless we see a massive price action sell-off back towards the 61, this is just, we're going to see full retracement. Typically, if price retraces to 78.6, we're going to see full retracement. So let's go ahead and draw some trend lines, short-term trend lines. We really want to see the return to this 29,500 for the full recovery. So if we map out a trend line, it's going to look something like this. This is actually the short term, even though this does represent months of price action. In our big scenario, it's the short term. So this goes, if we look at our timeline at the bottom, this goes all the way through July, August. But here's the good news, that now at this point, even if price were to come back down for a couple months, it's still, we're on the uptrend. The uptrend is solidified, and more good buying ahead. Might be a couple months, few months of good buying, and then we're going to run into election time in the fall, and then we'll see our next big price pivot. So I'm curious to see if we can hit our previous highs at 29,500 before November. Okay, so let's go ahead to the weekly. I'm going to go ahead and remove my Fibo coloring. I'm going to remove this short-term trend line. Whenever I zoom out to big time frames, I like to kind of clean up my chart a little bit just to make sure I'm looking at things the right way. So always remember the long-term trend, the big picture is always the strongest. And okay, this is really good. This really backs up the bullish sentiment. This is the weekly chart now, so these candlesticks represent 1 week of price action. Bullish candlestick close above 26,500. We're moving ahead or on top of the 20-week fast-moving average. Last times we've seen that happen, we see uptrend moves. So that's really, really good. This week, I'm guessing we're going to see moving closer to 28. We might see a short-term sell-off for people who just want to make a quick buck off the bounce. They might start getting spooked as we get closer to the top. Well, I think that's about it. Looking good. Everyone have a great week, and hope to make lots of profits.